¿Qué tal amigos? ¿Cómo están? Aquí vengo una vez más y con una nueva entrevista a nuestro presidente Nayib Bukele, ya que todos sabemos que los medios de comunicación internacionales buscan tener una entrevista con el famoso presidente Nayib Bukele, el mejor presidente en la historia de El Salvador, el mejor presidente del mundo. Pues resulta que BuzzFeed News le hizo una entrevista al presidente Nayib Bukele. Bueno, el inconveniente es que la entrevista es en inglés, no se ha traducido al español, pero bueno, acá se las traigo de todas formas porque sé que muchos de ustedes hablan y o entienden muy bien el inglés, así que acá se las traemos.
New generation of social media-centric heads of state. The Trump administration will now resume some foreign aid to Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador as officials work to secure agreements to send U.S. asylum seekers back to those Central American countries.
That controversial deal between the Trump administration and the president of El Salvador was struck back in October, and now, just 2 months later, he addresses that deal in an interview with BuzzFeed News.
Editor-in-Chief Ben Smith was at the Doha Forum this weekend, where BuzzFeed is a media partner, and he had a chance to sit down with Bukele to discuss his relationship with Trump and El Salvador's plan to accept asylum seekers. Take a look.
Now, you're one of the relatively few world leaders who seems like you're getting along extremely well with the President of the United States. And,
Yeah.
and do you feel like you kind of get him because of social media? Do you have a better point of view on him?
No, it's not because of that. I just, look, for El Salvador, the United States is very, 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 very important. I mean, we have 1/3 of our population living in the United States, 1/3. Our currency is the U.S. dollar. We don't print our currency. You print our currency, and we take it and we put it. And we take it to the value you put in it. Our exports, the country that we send more exports is the United States. The country that we take more imports is the United States. So for us, the United States is vital. It's not even our relationship, our partnership, our alliance. It's more vital than choice.
So do you think
the President of the United States is the President of the United States. I will not meddle into if some people like him, some people don't. Some people most like him, that's why he won. A lot of people don't. That's your call.
Do you think he's good at Twitter?
I don't know. I think he's active at Twitter.
Not as good as you?
No, never. I'm joking.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Do you fear that, like, the fact that the U.S. is so vital to El Salvador, do you feel like you can't speak out about Salvadoran citizens in ICE camps? I mean, do you have to bite your tongue?
Well, it's not the same thing when you're just free, like for example, you're a pundit or you're a YouTuber. Or for example, if you're a YouTuber, you can just say your things, and the more you're more candid, and the more sincere, and the more blunt, and the more followers, right?
Yeah.
And more bigger paycheck from Google.
Yeah.
From Alphabet now, but when you're a president, you're representing, in my case, 10 million people. 7 million living in El Salvador and 3 million living in the United States. I have also to watch after them.
But I mean,
so when I'm retired, I'll write a book and an e-book, and I will say whatever. But right now, I represent 10 million people, and I have to take care of them. And for example, with TPS, we had 200,000 Salvadoran citizens living in the United States and 200,000 U.S.-born citizens, sons and daughters of the 200,000 Salvadoran citizens that were going to be deported de facto, because if you deport their parents and they're 5 years old, they will be deported de facto, and they're U.S. citizens. So it's 400,000 people that were in danger of being deported in next month.
Yeah.
And we stopped that. And now they gave us a year and 1 extra year for Salvadorans, and that buys us time to get something permanent for them and a solution that is permanent for them. So that requires good relationship with the U.S. administration. We cannot be fighting the U.S. administration and then say, oh, can you please help us with TPS, or can you please help us with... We need to have a good relationship with the United States, but we're free to act. I mean, we were just in China last week, and we signed an agreement with President Xi Jinping. We were in Japan the week after that. And people in Japan and China, they don't. I mean, they have their problems between them. But you know, Prime Minister, we met with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe from Japan, and we told him we were going to meet with Xi Jinping, and he said, "Yeah, I'm meeting him too." I said, "See, we're doing the same thing."
Is El Salvador really going to be able to house refugees from other countries being turned away at the U.S. border?
Yeah, we should, because we've signed an agreement with the United States.
Is this really possible?
Yes, of course. I mean, it depends. Right now, we don't have the capacity built, but we can build it. I mean,
can you build refugee camps in El Salvador?
Well, we won't build a camp with tents. That's not going to happen, because for us, human rights are very, very important, for the United States as well. So, but we can have. I mean, let's say a nice facility. If we build a nice facility, and we have healthcare and everything, you know, clothing and decent. I mean, has to be a dignified situation.
Do you think people would be better off in El Salvador than?
Probably. I mean, in the refugee status, yes, because if we have the conditions, we can take care of people. Of course we can. I mean, if you just live in there and, you know, watch for yourself, no. But if we take care of people, we can. Now, we signed an agreement with the United States, and we're gonna abide by it. We're gonna fulfill it. But what we have told the United States right now is that today we're not ready, because if you send me today 1,000 immigrants seeking for asylum, where are we going to have them?
Right.
We will not buy 1,000 tents and put them in a piece of land. And these human beings. They have rights. Everybody should be equal. That's written in the Constitutional Bill of Rights, both. So the thing is, I mean, we believe in human being, in humanity is the most important thing. So of course we're abiding by our agreement. We sign it. But we have to build the capacity, and that's in the agreement. The agreement says the United States will help El Salvador build capacity for asylum seekers. Yeah. So if they help us to build capacity for asylum seekers, of course we're going to take the asylum seekers.